It is Indiana in the morning. We're glad that you're with us here today on this Wednesday morning, March the 19th. Matt Colian is with us this morning. PA Careerlink, he appears on behalf of the Indiana County Veterans Providers Group. Our visit this morning presented by Marcus and Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. You can visit them online at marcusandmatt.com. Matt, good morning.
Good morning, Todd. How are you?
Wonderful. Good to have you back in the studio with us here this morning. There are so many vets in that office at PA Careerlink. You guys know what veterans issues are and what veterans are dealing with. You're a veteran yourself. So let's talk a little bit about PA Careerlink and veterans, because the connection is pretty obvious when you come to the guys in that office.
Yeah, we're very fortunate at our Careerlink office here in town. We just had Gary retired last week, so there's Derek, Larry, and Kevin and I are all veterans that work for the Bureau of Workforce Partnerships. And we're all veterans. I was in the Air Force, Derek was in the Army, and Larry was in the Navy, and Kevin was in the Army. So when someone comes in as a veteran, we try to put their mind at ease, whether they're working with me or one of my counterparts, that we know more or less what they've gone through. We may not have walked the same path, but we at least can empathize with them and feel the struggle that they may be feeling and reassure them that they're not alone. Mm-hmm. And veterans as a whole are a very resilient population. We kind of take everything in stride, and when we have a setback, we don't let it define us, or we don't let it discourage us. We find ways to overcome that, and potentially veterans do fall into a dark space sometimes, in a dark state of mind. And we're here to remind them, of their service and how they were able to overcome things in their past. And just recall that everybody's a unique individual, and we don't have a secret formula or a magic wand that we can wave around and say, here you go, you're good to go. We're just here to make you recall that. Mm-hmm. And one of the greatest parts of my job is seeing somebody have that aha moment again and remember where they came from and remember the struggles that they were able to overcome. But as a whole, the CareerLink is not just, like I said, our Bureau of Workforce Partnerships. We have our partners at Title I, which is Career Track. They assist with training. Title II is our Aaron Intermediate. They assist with GED equivalency. We are Title III, the CareerLink BWPO, and then our Title IV is the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation. And we all work together to make veterans and non-veterans job ready again.
Well, one of the things that you say is we work together, and that togetherness aspect really comes into play because you might not have had the same journey, but you're walking a similar path, especially when it comes to transitioning to civilian life and looking for a way to settle into a job or a lifestyle that is what you're seeking in life. And sometimes, people have difficulty identifying, well, what kind of life do I want to live? How do I want to move forward from here? And to have that kind of support from that teamwork aspect from CareerLink, it's probably really, really comforting to veterans when they come through that door, to know that they've got somebody that knows, what I'm going through, what the experience is like.
Yeah, and like you said, we may not have walked that same walk that they did, but like I said, we're there to walk with them currently and, through their journey to whatever that new career looks like. Derek and I joke around every now and again and say, I still don't really know what I want to do.
Yeah.
I've been in this job now for 2 years. I was in law enforcement for 7 years prior to that, and then 6 years on active duty in the Air Force prior to that. And I think my plan has changed over the course of the last 15, 20 years several times, because it turned out I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. I wasn't able to continue to do what I wanted to do. And now I'm here doing what I would like to do. Mm-hmm. But it's okay to not know what you want to do. And we're here to help you with your career exploration. It doesn't matter whether you're 25 years old, 55 years old, or 105 years old. If you want to start a new career or start a new position, we're going to give you the tools necessary to be successful in that journey, whether it's training, education, resume building, referrals to appropriate resources in the community and abroad. But like I said, we're here to work together to accomplish the goals that you want to accomplish, not what I want to.
Are there resources that are specifically available to veterans coming from the VA or from some other military governmental agency that will help them to settle into and to find that path that they want to take?
Sure. There are several different programs, mostly federal based, or they work with the Department of Labor, Veterans Employment and Training Services, or DOL vets as we've called them. And one of those is the Transition Assistance Program. So if you're coming off of active duty or you're coming out of the Guard, you go through what's called the Transition Assistance Program, or TAPS. And it's necessarily, they joke around and they say TAPS is meant to scare you to stay in the military. But we want you to know that if you're done with your obligation and you no longer want to continue that service, that we're still here to help you be successful on the outside. TAPS kind of tells you, like, hey, you're going to have to start, going to the dentist by yourself. We're not going to schedule appointments for you. We're not going to tell you where to be and when to be there. You get your independence back. Mm-hmm. And that's a little frightening for somebody if you've done 20 years in the military, to come out and wake up and not have anywhere to be, to not be accountable necessarily for other people or yourself. So one of the programs, like I said, is the DOL TAP, and we assist veterans who are transitioning, because you come from across the world here. You may be separating from an air base in Germany or Turkey, and you want to come back to where you were originally located or wherever your home of record is. And each Careerlink employs a Disabled Veterans Outreach Program Specialist, which is my official title, and we're here to help you. And we are the local experts. We communicate with employers. We communicate with training services. Our resources all around, whether it's over at the courthouse for the VA, whether it's at the C block, whether it's any other educator in the area, we work with them to make the appropriate referrals. So don't think that each Careerlink is the same. Each Careerlink is individually special because of those people's knowledge of the area and the resources available to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fascinating to watch the way that you guys work, since you are all veterans in that office with veterans. But those are just part of the overall puzzle that the Indiana County Veterans Providers Group is, because it's so many different agencies and really organizations that aren't official agencies,
right,
that have come together to recognize first that vets have their own special issues that civilians have not had, and that they can all work together so that if something doesn't, if my agency doesn't work for you for whatever that need is, I know this other guy because we're part of the Veterans Providers Group, and this other agency, they've got programs that will address exactly what you need and what your desires are that you're expressing to us. So that togetherness is not just within PA Careerlink, but it's within the entire Veterans Providers Group. You guys are very, very flexible to reach from one agency to another.
I always make the claim that if I'm not the resource, I know who is, because of the vast network that the Providers Group provides us with. And Diane does an excellent job, and I will always praise her for that, because she brings all of us together, and she's the glue that holds everything together. It's a very special group, and it's super unique, and we've attempted to replicate this Providers Group in other counties, and it just hasn't caught on as hot as it has here in Indiana. And when you speak about the demographics of neighboring counties, Cambria County, Armstrong County, Jefferson, Westmoreland, all have similar populations of veterans, somewhere around 6 to 7%. And what's neat about Indiana is there's so much togetherness, and there's always people looking to help a veteran. And I'm not to say that it doesn't happen in these other counties, but I've lived in Cambria County, I've worked in Indiana and Armstrong County, and I've spent time in Westmoreland County. And our folks and our friends in Westmoreland County say, what is it that works here? How do you guys collaborate so well with one another? And I really don't know what it is, but Diane fosters that relationship between us. And whether you're making that referral to the courthouse to see Jessica for a VA claim, or referrals to our partners with Veterans Leadership Program, Soldier On, the Department of Military and Veteran Affairs, it's incredible. And I've told you this before, that the group is comprised of about 100 people in this email chain, and when a veteran is in need, in desperate dire, and when they're in dire straits, everybody comes together to make that happen. Whether it's a veteran who is at risk of becoming homeless, whether they're at risk of having their lights shut off, whether it's requiring appropriate referrals for employment or having appropriate referrals for vocational rehabilitation, it all works out. And I said we measure our success and what that veteran feels is success. What success looks like to you and I may not be what it is to them. Maybe it's just, getting by to where they need to be to get to the next step. Maybe it's finding a new career opportunity or receiving the health care that they so desperately need. But we measure our success through their success. And it's one of the most gratifying things I've ever experienced in my life is seeing a veteran and just thanking you for your help. Yeah. Not every veteran thanks you, but like I said, when you do get that, it's worth all the time that we put into it.
Matt Colian is our guest, PA Careerlink. You have coming up at Elderton High School. Is it next week, the career fair?
Yes, next Friday from 12 to 3. It's at Elderton High School is our career fair. If you are a veteran or non-veteran and you need to get your resume up to snuff, please stop into our office Monday through Thursday. From 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock is our staff-assisted hours where we can assist with resume building, job searches, and kind of targeting those potential employers that you're looking to be employed with.
Yeah, well, that's interesting because they can spend the first part of the week shining up the resume, getting it all ready, and then bring that with them to the career fair. And, there will be people there to interview them on the spot.
Right. We have tables set aside for interviews for our employers as well as our job seekers. So if you have a resume and you need copies of it, you can stop into our office and get copies of it. If you don't have a resume and you need to start one, we're here to help you. All we need is your brain and a little bit of recollection so we can nail down what you have done in your past. Maybe even if your employment has been sporadic over the past several years, we can create a skills-based resume which outlines, what you have done in your past and your level of experience in that. So don't feel that there's help, that you may be helpless. We're here to help you. I mean, we work with every single individual that comes through that door and is willing to work with us. Yeah.
So it's for civilians and for veterans, and that's wonderful. But if somebody wants to come in on any given day and meet with you as a veteran and learn what services can be offered to help vets to settle into whatever it is that they're going to be doing with the rest of their life, they just need to come in.
Sure, they can stop
Make an appointment?
Yeah, we recommend making an appointment. Like I said, I cover Indiana and Armstrong County, so I do get spread across these two counties, so I might be out doing my outreach, I might be in Armstrong County working with a veteran there. But if you come into the Careerlink, one of the career advisors, Derek, Larry, or Kevin, Lenore, Kelly, one of those individuals will work with you and then refer that individual to me in the time being. But like I said, we recommend an appointment, but you can also stop in as well.
Terrific. Matt Colian, thanks so much for coming for another visit. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Indiana County Veterans Providers Group is doing amazing work for our vets all across Indiana County and really the region as well. Career fair, again, hours. The morning is the educational thing for the school students.
Correct.
But the career fair in the afternoon is for anybody. What are the hours?
That'll be from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
At the Elderton High School, the former Elderton High School. It's Indiana in the morning. It is WCCS. It's 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Fox News is coming up next, just a few moments away from now, and then Josh Whittison from our WCCS newsroom on the program today. Coming up, following the news at the top of the hour, Jen Eccles